Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to all of you to the 7th Nat Health Annual Summit, which is themed Indian Health Systems Expansion Post-COVID. What will it take? Ladies and gentlemen, health is a top priority for countries around the world today as we continue to grapple with the COVID-19 pandemic and its aftermaths over the last year. While we are trying to find the best possible solutions to strengthen our health systems, there are also some pertinent questions which are being raised. As we usher in a new decade, there is a stronger realization amongst nations across the world, and particularly India, that it is necessary to introduce measures to bring in increased investments and resources into healthcare, enhance access, quality of health services, address foundational issues, and improve emergency preparedness. With the objective of bringing the healthcare industry together to engage, collaborate, and deliberate, NatHealth Healthcare Federation of India is organizing its 7th annual summit in technical collaboration with IFC, and this will pave the way for synergy and greater alignment amongst various stakeholders towards public-private partnership. Ladies and gentlemen, the summit will bring key stakeholders and leaders from both private and public sector together to forge strong partnerships and identify areas of cooperation with discussions and presentations on short-term as well as long-term focus areas. It will also be a vibrant, engaging knowledge platform, giving participants a chance to get perspectives from eminent industry experts, public health professionals, and healthcare players, also government representatives, ladies and gentlemen, policymakers, domain experts, academics, startups, and incubators to activate ideas and solutions that can bring about a decisive shift in mindset, decision making, and delivery. It will present opportunities for businesses to network, collaborate through industry tie-ups on corporate partnerships and exploration of new business leads. Ladies and gentlemen, I would really like to start this pertinent day with a prayer in the form of a shloka. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Now, with immense pride, I would like to inform you about the noble initiative by NatHealth with regards to environment conservation. We shall be planting 15 saplings per speaker featured in the summit. That could make an impressive number of 750 saplings being planted, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the summit. We also have a hashtag for this event. I would urge you to spread the messages from the NatHealth Annual Summit across your social media platforms using the hashtag NatHealth Annual Summit. I would really urge you to do that and spread the message far and wide and even to the world using this hashtag. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take the privilege of first introducing and then inviting Dr. Preetha Reddy, the President of NatHealth and the Executive Vice Chairperson, Apollo Hospitals. She's going to be delivering a welcome address for the first session, which is catalyzing the investment cycle in healthcare post-COVID. How can investment in healthcare be streamlined to plug existing infrastructural gaps? She'll also be introducing the theme, but first, let me introduce her very briefly. Now, she's Asia's foremost integrated healthcare provider, ladies and gentlemen, Apollo Hospital. She is widely recognized for her contributions in making high-quality healthcare accessible to millions and for her support to various entities and industry bodies. Now, working for the betterment of India, she is always driven, ladies and gentlemen, and in recognition of Apollo delivering outstanding medical care during the COVID-19 outbreak, Dr. Preetha Reddy was awarded the Economic Times Businesswoman of the Year award. She was also conferred with the Healthcare Personality of the Year award by FICCI for her far-sighted vision, exemplary work, and notable contributions to the fields of healthcare and social science. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to applaud for her and hand it over to her now to introduce the first session of the day and also render the welcome address. Ma'am, please take it away.
Thank you, Aishwarya, and namaste, good morning, and to everyone on this program. As always, it's good to be among friends, And responsibilities being healthcare providers is huge, it's large, and I think all of us coming together have recognized that. The theme, of course, is very aptly, named, saying that expansion post-COVID and what it will take. But from the time we thought of the theme and designed the theme, we're again plunged into a crisis. So I think in a way, this is should be our near-term agenda to really see that the sector is back on track, while we also have to fight and wage a war. So when the national anthem was played, the thought in my mind is, I love my country, but there is so much to be done, and especially in the healthcare sector, because we seem to have been coming out of a crisis and it looks like we're back into a crisis again. So the questions are much more relevant, much more pertinent, and I really want to thank all the participants, all the speakers who've taken time out to be with us, on this very significant conference. I know that, we've not been able to get some of the speakers, maybe some from the government, but they have all sent messages saying that, while our mind, our heart is there with all of you, our presence is a bit difficult because, again, we're fighting a battle and a crisis. So I think we have the support of the government, and I'd like to thank them for that. I'd like to welcome all the stalwarts in the healthcare sector. Nat Health is very unique as an entity. It's not only the hospitals and healthcare providers, but it's every aspect of healthcare. And I think that's what makes us come together as a group and be very proud of the kind of work we're doing. And I'd like to thank each one of you for your participation. It was in March 2020, a year ago, that WHO declared COVID-19 as a pandemic. So while we've all been working, we've not really met physically, but the time and the hours spent by each one of the healthcare providers has been tremendous. And India's efforts globally have been, lauded. The way India has handled a crisis has been really appreciated globally. And I think that really makes us proud to be Indians. It is an imperative for health systems around the world to rebuild themselves. And I think we need to be resilient and robust. So rebuild, resilient, I think are words which we've been hearing constantly throughout the world. So the challenges are there, and the challenges we understand. How do we come together to really try and overcome is what our theme has been. The providers, big and small hospitals, nursing homes, diagnostic centers, every medical facility was struggling with a resource crunch, resource in manpower, resource financially, and a huge decline in footfalls with patients being unable to reach the facility and postponement of elective surgeries. All this compounded into another crisis. So we really have two on hand. We have the COVID itself as a crisis. We have the lack of footfalls within facilities as another crisis. So we have to deal with it. But having said that, there is one more which is looming not too far in the background, is the crisis which is being caused by NCDs. So if we look at all three which we have to battle, then the theme of the conference actually becomes more relevant, more an imperative, because we really have to do much harder, faster, quicker, the kind of things which are needed, not just for the sector, but as responsible healthcare providers for India and possibly for the rest of the world, with some innovative, far-thinking solutions, which definitely makes the Atmanirbhar theme come true and makes us be able to provide healthcare not only in the hospital situation, but with ideas, innovations, thoughts for the rest of the world. And we've shown it. We've shown it with the vaccines. We've shown it with the way that we've administered vaccines. While we know that there's so much more to do on the administration of vaccines, we still are the largest vaccination providers in the world. So I think we have answers. What we need to do, and what I think the conference will do, is help us think it through about how much can be done. So as we look at the post-COVID expansion phase, our focus needs to shift a bit, it needs to move a bit, and we need to find ways and means to catalyze the next investment cycle. Whether it's talking to the government to see if the infrastructure fund could be set up to do more for healthcare. Can we look at innovative ways for financing healthcare? Maybe insurance will step in stronger and penetrate more. These are thoughts which will be discussed as we go along. We all know and understand that India is actually the two Indias. There is an India which is there in the urban location, and there is a Bharat which is there in the rural. There are the tier two cities which are really a mix of both. So we need to look at answers to look after Bharat and India. And I think that again is the responsibility of all of us as a team at Nat Health, all of us who have signed into today's next 2 days program, and the thought leaders which are part of every one of our initiatives. We need to ideate and expand the reach of infrastructure. Sometimes it has to be digital because the point of care has really shifted from physical infrastructure to people's homes, to their laptops or telephones. So we need to find digital innovations. And I think India as a country has really leapfrogged into digital innovations, especially in the area of healthcare. We have to identify ways to harness the power of public-private partnerships. We need to really decimate the suspicion which is there between the public sector and the private sector. And I think COVID has really brought the public sector and private sector together, and we need to harness the power of working together and collaborations. We need to strengthen the area of skilling and medical education because we have seen and realized that while we were appreciating all our corona warriors, we realize that we don't really have enough. And we also know that we are skilling, especially nurses, for the rest of the world. So we need to look at our own country, maybe be selfish a bit, but find ways and means for skilling to grow to such a level that we can take care of our needs and for the rest of the world. And then a very important responsibility. We have potentially one of the largest aging populations. And in about 10 years, that could possibly be another crisis. So are we planning enough to take care of the elderly? Are there systems enough to take care of the elderly? Are there thought process enough to even plan? So I think this again is a very vital area and a great responsibility which Nat Health has taken. And there will be a strong focus in how we will develop a blueprint to take care of the elderly. Again, papers have been presented and much appreciated in different fora, and we're hoping to do more of that. Health is an individual and a collective responsibility. And, I am very philosophical, very steeped in tradition, and I'm proud of our Indian mythology and tradition. And there is a story in the Ramayana, which all of you know, that when the bridge was actually built to cross from India to Sri Lanka, it was just not the power, a single power of Lord Vishnu or Rama, but it was the whole Vanara Sainyam, which was the whole army of monkeys and a little squirrel, which actually carried pebbles to make it a strong bridge for the forces to cross over. So like that, I think every little drop counts, every little initiative counts, and every aspect of healthcare has to come together beautifully in a well-orchestrated fashion for us to provide healthcare for our country, for our India, for our Bharat, but also for the rest of the world. Because again, as it has been shown in the vaccination drive, as our Prime Minister has really articulated, in multiple fora, India should be able to teach the rest of the world that we're resilient, we're robust, and we can actually come together to heal the world. We have to find ways and means to nurse the sector back. And I think this conference will give us, if it doesn't give us, immediate solutions, definitely there will be near-term goals, there will be thoughts, and there will be ideas. We also know that private sector accounts for 80% of spends on healthcare. And what can we do to really see that the 80% of spends which are out of pocket can come up with innovative financing is probably a big question and a big aspect of the conference. And we need to think about that, we need to discuss it, and we need to find ways to do it. I would like to thank IFC for being so collaborative, not only for the conference, but with their knowledge and with whatever technical collaboration they can give us. And while welcoming them on board, I would like to say that we really appreciate it because the experience which they bring is vast and it's enormous, and they have dealt with countries which really need to leapfrog into the future and provide robust healthcare systems. So we together in the next 2 days will look at possible solutions, look at ways to really implement these solutions, look at ways to work together with the governments among ourselves. And I think it will be, while it is challenging times, the next 2 days, I promise you, will be exciting times also, because when you chalk out a design, a blueprint for the future, you actually, all of you become architects of the healthcare of the future of our country. So again, thank you all for being part of this. Thank you for being such amazing warriors. And to the team at Nat Health, it's been wonderful, the kind of work which has gone into it. And of course, for my colleagues, all the members, the leadership team, I welcome you and look forward to the next 2 days of very exciting times and deliberations. Thank you and welcome everyone to the conference.
Thank you very much, Dr. Reddy, for an invigorating flag off to the event. I have to say, you've instilled us with a lot of hope as well. And also, you have set the context for these 2 very significant days going forward.